Hola, damas y caballeros. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Senor Arroz here. So, today's video comes at the special request of a friend of mine who is a teacher. This person is teaching Spanish 1 and is having a bit of trouble finding some content that answers a very simple question. I'm talking a question designed for Spanish 1. Students who are at the very beginning of their journey in Spanish and need to know what is the root. What is the root of a verb? Okay. Am I talking about the stem and how some of them turn from E to IE? Whoa, 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 put on the brakes. That's exactly the problem. A lot of teachers, students bring up root and somebody immediately jumps into stems and stem changers. The book immediately gets into stem changers and things like that, and things get too complicated too fast. The only thing students want to know is, what's the root? So ladies and gentlemen, I was about to tell you to take out a pencil or a pen to take notes, but you know what? You're not going to need it. And you're not going to need it because I have a simple way for you to memorize right now what is the root of a verb. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to leave out all the textbook talk, the textbook language, the overly technical, academic mumbo jumbo, and I'm going to give you a surefire way right now to remember what is the root of a verb. Ready? Here it comes. The root of a verb is just simply all of the letters except the last two. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. That's the quickest, most no-nonsense way I can explain it. Now, there is something to bear in mind after the fact. Ladies and gentlemen, Spanish 1, the early days of your Spanish language journey. Okay, I am not talking about, not yet, pronominal verbs or reflexive verbs, the ones that end in SE. Whoa, 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 put on the brakes. Okay, that is the subject for another discussion, another video. Ladies and gentlemen, I am talking about regular, standard verbs that either end in AR or ER or IR. Okay, we're talking about hacer. We're talking about jugar. We're talking about llamar. We're talking about tomar, beber, freír, verbs like that. Okay, so if it's an AR verb, cut off the AR, and what you're left with is the root. If it's an ER verb, cut off the ER, and what you're left with is the verb. If it's an IR verb, cut off the IR, and what you're left with is the root. Ladies and gentlemen, that's it. It is just simply all the letters of a verb except the last two. Let's just see a few examples. So, if the root of a verb is simply all the letters before the last two, or except for the last two, then a verb like llamar, the root is going to be LLAM. If the verb is beber, then the root is going to be BEB. If the verb is hacer, then the root is going to be HAC. If the verb is comer, then the root is going to be COM. If the verb is venir, then the root is going to be VEN. If the verb is mentir, then the root is going to be MENT. If the verb is fumar, then the root is going to be F-U-M. And ladies and gentlemen, that's about it. The one thing you need to memorize right now is that the root of a verb is simply all the letters except for the last two. That's about it, ladies and gentlemen. That does not count anything about pronominal verbs, reflexive verbs. Remember, don't get into that yet. That's the subject for a whole nother conversation, a whole nother video. For right now, your responsibility is to memorize this. The root of any regular verb is all the letters except for the last two. Ladies and gentlemen, you are equipped. You are good to go. That's about it for today. So ladies and gentlemen, if you like this video, please hit me a like. Please subscribe. Please hit the notification bell, and I will see you in the next one. Gracias por escuchar. Gracias por mirar. He dicho.